I think I've made a mistake. I'm fairly sure that if I try to build a road that comes off at the end of this bridge, yeah, the game isn't going to let me do that. I'm going to have to go down and around, which is kind of a pain. I'm not going to lie. I could try and build a tunnel, but looking at this hill, I have my doubts. Yeah. Also not really an option. That's... oh, it's a little frustrating. That is a little frustrating. I could probably build something down here if I wanted to. I could go through here as well if I wanted to. And that right there is a cluster of nomads coming in here. Interesting. Okay. That is a lot of nomads coming in here. Good Lord. That's a lot of people. How many? 20. Ooh. Do I want to accept 20 nomads into Thatcham? I don't know that I do. I've got to be honest. I don't know that I do because, I mean, we can look at the numbers. If we look at production, for example, last year we produced just shy of 8,300 food. We consumed 5,000. So in theory, we have, 51 people here right now in total. If we combine the 42 adults and the 9 children, we could probably get 20 nomads in here. Do I want to live dangerously and do I want to do that is the question. I think I do. I think we're going to allow it. That's going to give us up to 19 laborers. That's a lot of kids. A lot. 10 of those were kids. That's going to be a little bit rough. But here's what we're going to do because they are living in this boarding house. We're going to build some more houses, and that's where we're going to get started today. And I'm actually going to keep the game paused for a moment while I sort a lot of things out, because there are going to be a few things that we need to figure out here, because that's a lot of people, and that's going to be putting a lot of stress on the colony. So we'll get those 4 houses going right there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to say that we want some more orchards. So... well, actually, do we want orchards or farms? I'm going to say farms is what I'm going to do, because farms are a bit more of an instant gratification kind of deal. So we're going to do 2 11 by 11 fields, and we're going to hit those with a bit of a perimeter road going around it, because I think that's going to be good. And I think what I'm also going to do is actually come down here and build one more house. And I'm going to put it right about there so that I can go ahead and just bring a little road in front of it. And then this space could be used for orchards if I really wanted it to be used in such a way. Can I do a big orchard? I absolutely can't. That is 24. All right, so what is this distance? That is 18. So I could do 12 by 9 as some orchards here. So I could do that. I could do that. I can do 9 by 12 and 9 by 12. So we can have this just be a big space for orchards. And that'll be totally okay. I'm totally okay with that. I think that'll be a good source of food. It gives us a bit more room here for houses, which is going to be great. The issue is just the resources that are needed to build all of this. So that should give us enough space for most of those people to move into, which is good. That should cover food as well, which is great. In terms of wood cutting, in terms of firewood, in terms of medicine, I'm a little more worried about that. So I'm going to let the game run at 5 times speed, because I think 10 times speed is going to be a little bit too much. And I think what I'm going to do instantly is get this orchard going. We'll go ahead and get another farmer into there, and that should keep us okay. So that'll get planted pretty much instantly. I'm going to go ahead and say that we want to prioritize these farms up here. In fact, I want to prioritize all of this. I'm not too interested in the houses. It's kind of the orchards and the farms that I need the most. So we'll get those going. We've got some stuff over here still needing done. We still need the trading post to be done. But what I think I'm also going to do is go ahead and say, and this is less important, but I'm going to do it anyway. I want another bridge here, and I want a bridge that goes right here. Because I've been looking around a little bit, and what I'm realizing is if I clear all the stones out of this space, I can do another forester, another herbalist, I can do another hunter, and another gatherer. Another gatherer is a nightmare to say with my accent. But we can do that out here. We can do another cluster of those buildings. We can do another barn next to them, some houses. We can do some stockpiles. It'll be good. And that'll be another source of resources for this part of town and just town in general. So that's what I'm wanting to do there. I'm also going to get you going. We'll get another farmer here, and that should keep us pretty good. But then this space up here, what I'm realizing is we have a bunch of hills around here, and we need those hills if we want to build mines. So I could put a mine right here. I can put a mine right here. I can put a mine right up here. So I've got 3 choices. And I mean, mines only produce 2 things. It's coal and it's iron. So we can do 2 mines in here and also a quarry. So we can have all of our resource production in, you know, this space and this space, or resource acquisition, or whatever we want to say, right? The raw resources are coming from this space. That seems like a really good idea. That seems like something we should do. And I think what I'm going to do is prioritize this one first, because stone is, or not stone, wood is a bit of a priority. We need it to make tools. We need it for firewood. And because we have 20 more people in here and a bunch more houses being built, we are going to be consuming more firewood. So we're going to have to be careful with that. So I think what I'll do is I'll head over this way, and oh, we just had so many kids get born. That's going to be a little bit rough. But what we'll do is get ourselves a forester nice and central. I'm thinking right about there for a forester. And then next to the forester, we're going to do what we usually do. We're going to get a herbalist. I think we're then going to switch over and get ourselves a hunter who can go right in front of those guys. And we'll get ourselves a gatherer as well who can live right about there. So that'll be good. That'll give us all 4 of those things. We can go ahead and get ourselves the path going between all of this as well, is what I would very much like. So path to about there should be good. We can also do a stockpile in here. We can do some houses in here. We can do all that good stuff. But I think what I'll do for now is I'm also going to say that I want to prioritize this. I want these guys done as quickly as possible. I would like these bridges to be done as well, but that's less of a concern. Oh my God, we just got so many laborers. Good Lord. That's actually not a bad thing at all, though. We also have this ready to go, so we'll get that pecan field going. And what I'm realizing about the farmers is that the number of farmers we have at the moment should generally always be essentially half of the total number of farmers that we could have. So once these fields are cleared out, we'll go ahead and say, what do we want more of? That's the question. What do we want more of? Can I have a look at inventory? So what do we have a lot of right now? We have a lot of potatoes. We have a lot of squash. Squash seems to be the really good yield. So I think just to keep us afloat, we'll do some squash fields up here. It's not going to be a whole lot of variety, but that's totally fine. And we want to do, I guess we want to go up to 14 farmers, which is fair enough. I'm not too sure why there's 2 farmers on these fields. I might not need 14. I might only need 12. And I think that'll keep us good. This field has nobody right now, which is fair enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we would need, wait, why have they split up this way? Which of these fields has 2 people working in it? I don't think any of them do. Let's just do another farmer right there. So that's 13. You know what? We'll just do 14. We'll do 14 and we'll call it there, and that'll be fine for the farmers. They'll figure out where they're working in good time. We don't need 14, I don't think, but we'll do 14 and everything should be all right. So looking over this way, I think this will be a really good addition to the space. Once we've got these buildings together, like I said, we'll go ahead and put a barn in there. We'll put some houses there so the people that work there can live there. We can do a stockpile for the wood and whatever stone comes out of it as well. I just need that to be a thing. And then I think what we'll do is look at getting a quarry and some mines up here. I don't want to do it all at once because I want to just kind of tackle one thing at a time. And I think we are probably going to run out of firewood long before we really have to be super concerned about stone and iron and all that good stuff. Because we have a lot of stone and iron down here that we can still mine. We are going to get a bunch of stone and iron from building these guys. We are probably going to clear out this entire space of stone and iron as well. So I'm really not too concerned. I am mostly concerned about people being cold, such as this guy. And I think part of the reason they're cold is actually because because they need clothes. It's winter and we don't have a tailor. So that is what you call a segue. That brings us really nicely into the next thing that I want to do, which is I want to build a tailor. I also want to get a tavern, to be quite honest. I think a tavern would look really good right here. The only issue is that we can't do anything with it because taverns use things like apples or cherries or whatever else to make alcohol. They also use wheat as well, but we don't have seeds to grow any of those. So we're going to have to get the trading post up and going so that we can hopefully buy some at some point. But the tavern will look good, and that's what I'm going for. And then next to it, I think we just do the tailor. And what the tailor can do is use leather or wool or both to make different types of clothes. And the good news is we have leather. We don't have any in there, but we have a little bit in this barn. We have 4. And then down this way, we have 84. And that's because we have hunters. So getting more hunters over on the other side of town is also going to feed into the clothes production. So this is all coming together. Everything's coming up Thatcham, you know? Everything's coming up Thatcham. We're doing pretty good here. I also really don't understand why this field does not have a worker. I realize though, I can go in here and change all of these to be limited to a single worker. So if I do that, I can make sure that all of my fields are just manned by one person, which is, I think, kind of the best idea to do here. So very quickly, we'll go through and sort of change all of these up. And that's hopefully going to push people around a little bit so that they actually go and work in that one field that's complaining there. So we'll close those. We'll move you out of there and move you out of there. And that gives us 1 farmer. Yeah, so we only needed 13. I was right. I knew we didn't need 14 farmers. So now that we're sorted out, we're looking pretty good. And we're getting complaints about the reserve of firewood being low. I knew that was coming, but we are working to fix it. We'll get this built in hopefully no time at all. We have 21 laborers. So I think honestly, what we can probably do is just tell them to go and remove some resources. We'll clear this bit out. We'll clear this bit out. And they're also going to be, like I said, removing resources in here. It's going to be okay. I'm really concerned about not having firewood, but they'll survive spring and summer without firewood. They won't survive spring and summer without food. And so that's why I wanted to get these farms and these orchards done first. That's priority number 1. In fact, I'm tempted to say that we build another one. I think we could do a little orchard down here. And that might be a good idea. So what I'm going to do is have a little bit of a look. We'll have a look at an orchard. How big is it? So we can do 12 all the way back to 14. All right. So what if I didn't do that? What if I went 1, 2, 3, 4? What if I did 12 by whatever this can be? 12 by 10. So we'll do 12 by 10 there. And that'll give us a nice pecan orchard. And then next to that, I can build some houses. And I think that'll look pretty good. We'll go for these guys right here. They're pretty good looking houses. So just a little something like that. That'll give people space to live right by where they're going to be working. And we're also going to make sure that this only has 1 worker, which means we need 14 farmers. And so again, this will be a source of food for this island. It'll be going to that market. It'll be dealing with these people. And that should be totally fine. And then, like I said, the people can, live right next to the farms, live right next to the fishing docks, live right next to the woodcutter. So the people that work here can live here. They have less travel time. That'll hopefully keep them happy. And this is actually good as well. These houses are all coming together. Anyone still? Ooh, there's a lot of people still living in here. That's not good. We might actually fill up all of these houses. That has me a little bit concerned, but I guess we'll see what happens is what we'll do. As for out here, these guys are painfully slow with this. I'm going to get myself up to 5 builders, and I'm just going to spam the priority tool on this for a little bit just to see. I don't know if this actually does anything. I don't know if it's like RimWorld where you can set something as a priority 10 versus like a priority 1. It might do absolutely nothing. It might just be Prison Architect style where you just prioritize it. Is it Prison Architect? I think it is. You prioritize it and it's just, 1 level above everything else. I've got no idea, but I guess we'll find out eventually. Let's see. Still a really good number. Actually, only 5 people living in there, so we should be all right. That might actually be a bad thing now that I think about it, because we're just gonna encourage more population growth with more houses. But as long as we can stabilize things, I'll be content. And right now we are dropping food. We had like 12,000 at one point. We're down to 6,800. So if we look at production, last year we produced a tiny bit less, 30 units less than we consumed. This year we have produced 1,300 and consumed 2,800. So, I mean, admittedly it is summer. We haven't yet had a harvest. So not the worst thing in the world. What the? Why have you only got a 16% yield? It is summer, my dude. What is going on there? Oh man, that's going to be a bit rough. That is definitely going to be a little bit rough for that guy. That's, ooh, I don't like that. I do not like that at all. That farm field might be kind of useless. It might just be too far away from everything. Which actually, that's a distinct possibility. It really might be too far away from everything. I might want to build some houses here if it'll let me do that. I'm kind of hoping it will. Yeah. We could build like a little house here. That would actually look really nice on that corner. I do kind of like that. I do like the idea of maybe just a little house here, and we'll have like a farmer living in it, you know? That doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world. Also the peak on it goes that way. What would look good next to this thing? I guess that one. Definitely not that one. Might look good here though. Yeah, we'll do 2 little houses right there and we'll see what happens. I think I'm playing with fire right now. I'm going to be honest. I really think I'm playing with fire. We're probably building way too many houses. So I'm going to have to, other than what I'm going to build out here to support these workers, I'm probably going to have to put a freeze on house building. We can also go ahead and get a trader though. So we'll get one of those, and that'll mean that we can have people come up river and offer us goods, which is exactly what we're looking for. And I'm also realizing that none of these guys have been touched yet. So, oh, it's stone. Stone is continuing to hold us back. That's fine. I'm really not too worried about the tavern not getting built. The tailor, on the other hand, yeah, we do need that. So we'll pause the tavern. I might pause these houses because no one's in the boarding house anymore. But then we do have people constantly aging up and becoming laborers. So maybe we'll just, I'm playing with fire. I'm telling you, I am playing with fire. I'm getting a little carried away with this population stuff. I'm also keenly aware. Let's speed things up a little bit. It's early autumn. We have a harvest going. So this is where we're going to see just how much food we actually have. This is also where we're going to see just how little firewood we have. We have 45 right now. So we really need another woodcutter is what we need. So I might actually go ahead and say that we have a woodcutter out here. So if I was to go and do a road or a path or whatever you want to call it right about there. In fact, let's go like this. So we'll have a little path right there. I want to get a woodcutter, and I want the woodcutter to be, it doesn't really matter where they are, to be quite honest with you. So I'll put the woodcutter, honestly, probably just there will be fine. We're also going to do, is that the forester? That is the forester. We're also going to do a stockpile behind the forester. We'll do a little 5x5 stockpile right there. And that should keep us all right. I'm going to bring a path just around that stockpile. And I'm going to do another one right down here. We'll do a little 4x6 right there. And we'll just bring this path sort of down and around everything. Just to sort of, you know, nicely circle the space, and that'll keep us good. I might do the same on this side, although what I might do instead is grab 2 houses. We'll go for, let's see, I might go for this one. I could do a house over here as well, actually. It's kind of a nice spot for it. So actually, that's exactly what we'll do. We'll get a house there, and we'll maybe get one here as well. I think that's a decent spot. We'll do, let's see, what house is going to look good out here? I actually want to use the same house, I think. No, I don't. Or do I? Yeah, actually, I think I do. We'll do it right there. And what I can do is just bring this path sort of straight down through here. And that's at least going to give us a path sort of vaguely in the direction of where people are coming from. So that'll be pretty good. What we can do is, again, just go in here and prioritize all of this. And so that'll give us a woodcutter next to a source of wood. That'll give us people that can live out here. It'll give us hunters, more leather, more food. It's just going to be good is what it's going to be. It's going to be a good space, which is fantastic. Now, this woodcutter is complaining about not having enough wood to deal with. That's never a good sign, especially at the height of winter. Although it is late winter, so we've managed to survive without anyone dying of the cold, which is nice. Although food production, I think, is still quite low. Let's have a little look here. So last year was 6,400 produced, 7,900 consumed. Yeesh. Okay. We might need more farmers. we might need more farmers is what I'm thinking. I think these fields up here are doing absolutely nothing for us. But we do have farmers living in here, at least in this one. So they are a little bit closer to where they work, which is fantastic. I don't think they have that far to go to get to this barn, so I'm not super concerned about that. And I guess if I wanted to, I could probably do some farms kind of out here or up here, which I'm not strictly against doing. It is mostly this thing over here that I'm wanting to be done, though, and they're actually doing a really good job of clearing the space out right now, so we might be able to do this. Although I think what I'm going to have to do is tell them to, honestly, let's just collect all of this stone. So all of that and all of that iron as well. I need all of it. And I'm probably going to need some trees up this way as well. So what we'll do is just tell them to clear that space completely. And hopefully that's going to be enough to get all of this built. Oh, we have a trader. Okay, let's pause. Let's take a look and see what you've got for me. You've got sheep. Oh, I don't feel like I can turn that down. If I could get 2 of them, we can breed them, and that would be huge. Actually, that would be huge. I don't necessarily. So I need 1,200 units to complete this trade. We don't have a lot of food right now. I don't know what we have a lot of, to be quite honest. If I was to stock this with iron tools, so that's the number of items. If I wanted to trade, so iron tools are worth 8. So 10 of those are worth 80. 100 of those are worth 800. Oh man, okay. Right, we have 142 tools. I'm gonna have to stock this with 100 iron tools is what I'm gonna have to do. So 100 of those we don't have right now, but that's fine. Oh boy, what else have we got a lot of? We have textiles. I might sacrifice leather. Honestly, let's have a look and see what leather is worth right now. So leather is actually worth 10. So we have 800 iron, or 800 coin worth of iron tools on the way, meaning we're gonna need 40 of the leather, I think. So 400. So that should give us, yeah, that should be fine, actually. We are gonna need this to be quite a quick thing, but it should be doable. And we should be able to manage. And the trade-off, the reason I'm happy to get rid of the leather is because the sheep will give us wool, and wool can also be used to make the clothes that we want. So I'm really not too concerned about this as a trade. I think it's worthwhile. So long as the trader stays there, we'll be fine, and hopefully everything will be good. In fact, I'm going to get a second trader just to make sure that this thing gets filled up a little bit quicker, which hopefully it will. We also have all of this coming together, which is great news. So let's get ourselves a second herbalist. And hopefully that herbalist can head out and work here, which it doesn't look like they want to do. There we go. So now the herbalist is working out there. We are going to have a house coming up as well, which is great. We do have some resources out here too. We are just really, really low on food. The good news is that these fields are actually being harvested. They have a pretty good yield this time. So here's hoping we're okay in that particular regard. Let's see, 100 of that, 28 of that. So let's see, if I wanted 2 of you, can I actually do, so 40 of you and 100 of you, that should be 100. Yeah, there we go, trade. So now I've got my 2 sheep. That's absolutely perfect. We're going to set this back down to 0. We're going to set this back down to 0. And so I should be able to build a ranch now. And that's kind of exciting. I'm also pretty sure you can get meat from the sheep, but I'm really not interested in getting meat from the sheep. I want, well, I don't want meat. I want their wool. So where am I going to put them? That's the real question. Where am I going to put them? I could just put them in here, but that seems like a silly place for a ranch. I could put them out here as well, but that's going to take away from my forester's lodge. So maybe down there, that seems a little bit far away. I guess up here is where I could potentially put them. Let's have a little bit of a look at a pasture and see. So that's too small. I can do that. I can do 12 by 7. That seems, I guess that's fine for a starter pasture, because here's the thing. As they breed, you can send them off to other pastures. So we'll start with this one, with the idea being that eventually we're going to have a bigger one and we'll move them at some point. That's kind of what I'm thinking here. We are going to need a lot of logs for this. We are super low on those, which has me kind of worried, but this is admittedly coming together. So I'm not really, I mean, I'm worried, but I think we'll be okay. I think we'll pull this off. We're also back up above 6,000 food with still a pretty good amount of food to be harvested. So we might be starting to break even on the food production. I'm hoping that we're starting to break even on the food production. I'm going to be really, really concerned if we're not. We do have another woodcutter here. We have this forester's lodge, which is about to be done, and that's kind of a big deal. I think that's something where I'm probably going to max out the number of foresters we can have instantly, which is going to be 4 going into here. So that'll be good. That'll be a source of wood that'll hopefully stop people complaining. We'll go up to 8 foresters right there. And so immediately these guys should be able to start doing their thing, at least hopefully. And then of course we're going to have to deal with the gatherers, the hunting cabins, and everything else around here. We also still need to get the warehouse or the barn, now that I think about it. So I guess it could go right here if I wanted it to. It could go here as well, which honestly, I kind of like that as a spot for the barn. I also kind of like here as a spot for the barn. So I think that's where I'm going to put it. We'll put the barn over there. Not really any reason other than it just looks cool in that spot. So that's what we'll do. And let me have a little bit of a look at our stats. So this year, production 8,000, consumed 7.5. So production is 1,500 more this year. Consumption, it is late winter right now. Consumption might be under. We might actually have a surplus of food this year, which would be amazing if we've actually managed to sort of turn that around that quickly. And I think we might have. Again, looking at it, it's late winter. Any second now, it's going to just, you know, trickle over into spring. So that's really good. That's actually really good news. Let me have a look at you. Let me do sheep. We can have up to 5 of them, which is fine. Who works here? It is a herdsman. There we go. We'll get one of those. So now we're working the sheep. They'll head up to the ranch at some point. We have another trader coming by with nothing I'm interested in. The peppers would be cool, but it's not seeds, so I don't really care. And that's good. We've got some sheep. So we're going to get some wool, which will be great because the tailor is just across the street. We do have people complaining about being cold. I'm a little concerned about that. I'm actually really, really concerned about that. I don't like that at all, but we'll get there. Now gatherers, let's take a look here. We can have up to 8 of them. We'll go up to 4. Hunting cabin, we can have up to 6. I am going to go up to the 6. That leaves us 10 laborers. Let's go back down to 3 builders. So this is all active now, which is great news. That should give us a bit more of a supply of logs. That should give us more, you know, medicine, more roots and berries and all that good stuff. And of course, more firewood, because this is right here. Now, what timing? We have nomads. How many? We have 14. Ooh. I'm gonna have to say no. We're gonna have to send them away. We just don't have the means to do it. And I think while we're here, we can also go ahead and get ourselves, at long last, a tailor. You're going to be using... I'd like you to use both, but we don't have the wool to make wool coats right now. So we'll just use leather to start making some coats, and that'll keep people nice and happy. And I think I might have managed to sort of pull us back from the brink. I think we were spiraling, but I've managed to stay on top of it. Looking at this place, let's see, food production last year, 84, consumption 79. So yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's actually really good. I'm really pleased about that. Now, let's see. You have a terrible yield for early summer. You're doing pretty well. The rest of you have a pretty bad yield as well, although that is a squash field, so that's not good. That is definitely not good right there. We're also pretty low on medicine, I've just realized. Oh man, I really do think I got this built just in time. I really do. Because we were running out of medicine, we were running out of everything. But I think we've managed to just sort of spin it around and get ourselves back heading in a good direction here. At least I really hope so. I'm going to be really annoyed if I sit down to do the next episode and just within 5 minutes everyone's dead. But that's Banished, man. That's kind of how this game works. So that can absolutely happen. That can that can absolutely happen. Good Lord, this game is unforgiving. I'll tell you what I want to do though. I want to prioritize this barn. I want to get that built as quickly as we can. And hopefully that's going to let us just store stuff around here. It'll let us store the food. It'll let us do our thing. And hopefully my laborers, all 12 of them that are still here, can just start tearing out all of the stone, all of the iron, all that good stuff. Hopefully the fact that we have 8 foresters will start to turn around the fact that we don't have a lot of wood. And I think these guys are up and running now. I think we are getting yeah, we have a yield due on this orchard. So we're going to get some pecans from that. These guys are about halfway there. It is autumn and we are harvesting, so we're up to 6,000 food. So let's have a little look. This year, production 6,200, 300, 500. Consumption 64, 65. So again, we're doing all right. We have more production, I think, than we do consumption, but if it can stay that way, that would be better. And just as we tick over into early spring, again, last year was almost 10,000 units of food produced with 8,300 being consumed. So we are okay on that front. We figured out the food situation again, which is great news. We haven't necessarily figured out the firewood situation, although it is improving. The lumber situation in general could be better, but again, it will generally improve. We have a lot of saplings that have been planted around this new forester, so I'm not comfortable, but I'm not as concerned as I was, especially now that food's kind of sorted itself out. I can go and focus on other things. Although, honestly, what I might do is go ahead and just give my... I might just give my laborers a bit of an order to go out and just chop a bunch of stuff down. In fact, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. We are going to put a quarry and some mines up here. So let me just clear out this entire space. That'll be a lot of trees, a lot of stone, a lot of iron. It's only 9 laborers, but that's fine. We can actually bring that up to 12 because we don't need builders right now. And you have sheep. I don't need sheep. You can get out of here. We have our own sheep. In fact, we have 3 of them now. Well, one of them's a lamb, but still, it's an improvement and it's totally fine. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I feel like I've been running around like a headless chicken for the last 30 minutes, which is pretty accurate. I've been kind of scrambling to fix this and fix that and fix the other. But at the very least, my people are not going to starve to death. So what we're going to have to do is shift our focus a little bit, I think, towards making sure that we do, in fact, have enough firewood, which we're getting there. We're starting to see that production come through. But we still need to figure out the medicine thing. And so we're going to leave things there for today. I think next time what we'll have to do is try and get ourselves... I'm going to try and get a mine, I think. And I'm going to start getting coal from that. We'll start using coal to heat the houses if we can. I think we can do that. I'm pretty sure you can use coal to heat the houses, so we'll do that to start with. We'll build a mine, say here. We can build another one here for iron. We'll build a quarry for stone. And that will, at the very least, sort out those needs for the foreseeable future, which is great. which means at that point, we just need to figure out the production chains. And I do think we probably need another blacksmith. We're kind of hovering around 10 to 15 tools at any one time. The sheep can eventually take over the clothes production. We'll start using wool instead of leather. And then as numbers increase there, we can start using both to make better clothes as well. I'm just glad we haven't starved to death. So on that happy note, we'll go ahead and leave it there for today. I am deeply, deeply concerned about the fact that none of these fields have decent yields right now. What is going on? Hold on. Are they harvesting? I think it might be bugged. No, I don't think it is bugged. I don't think there was a good yield there at all from any of these. What? Oh no. Is there like a blight going around or something? I don't think there is. I've actually got no idea what's I've got no idea what's going on there. That's got me really concerned. Food production this year is going to suck. I guess it's not as stable as I thought it was. Oh boy. That's going to be fun. Anyway, we are going to leave it there for today. I think we've made decent enough progress. I think we can turn this around. I think I did pull us back from the brink, even if this harvest has been pretty bad. I'm really, really concerned, man. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.